Well, she repeatedly said she would not run against President Obama in 2012. But there are suddenly some reports surfacing that say Hillary Clinton may step down as Secretary of State and that the plan would be for New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson to fill her shoes. Could that be true? And what does it mean? Joining us now, Brad Blakeman, a former deputy assistant to President George W. Bush, and Nancy Skinner, a syndicated radio talk show host. All right, panel. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here on the Monday after Christmas and in the middle of the big storm. But this has sort of been flying under the radar, and quite frankly, we don't know whether it's true. There have just been numerous reports now cropping up, and the State Department is holding a briefing at this moment. And we intend to try to ask this question and find out whether they give us an official yes or no. So far, the State Department hasn't spoken to this. So right now, we just have these reports unconfirmed by Fox News Channel, Brad. If Hillary Clinton does step down, and I'll get to the replacement in a minute, but if she steps down, what does it tell us?
Well, what it tells us is there's a natural time for the cabinet and the White House staff to transition, because the president's going to sit down with his most senior advisor and say, look, who should stay? Who should go?
Why should she
Let's
go?
do it now. Well, look, she served for 2 years. She was in the campaign for 2 years prior to that. She may want to go. She may want to say, you know what? Now's the time to leave. It gives the president some breathing room to get somebody else in there before the re-elect starts.
But she said, Brad, I'm going to get to Nancy in 1 second, but she said, according to these reports again, that she reportedly said, or the reason given was to spend more time with her family. Do you believe that?
No, no, I don't. I think that's a good political excuse. Time immemorial, politicians use that. But let me say this. If Hillary were to leave, this is the best time to leave. It keeps her political options open. The more time she spends with the administration, the less likely it is that she would challenge the president, if in fact the president is challengeable. Yeah. And let me say this. I think if the president is weak and is perceived by being weak, a year out from the election, Hillary Clinton is in the best position not to be the first, but to be a candidate, a strong candidate amongst many who would challenge this president.
Nancy, that's the question. That's the question. You got to know. Yep. People are going right to that, right? Like, why would she leave after 2 years, a job she reportedly loves, to spend more time with a family at which, her daughter's already like off. She's an adult. She just got married, living on her own. Bill Clinton's, at the White House half the time anyway. So maybe, if she wants to see more of him, she needs to be in the administration. But what do you make of it?
So these are really interesting rumors, because now I hear that the two leading contenders are that she's going to be a host of The View, on the cast of Dancing with the Stars, or possibly hosting a show with Sarah Palin. But whatever it is, the time she has spent on the road is exhausting. She has said, "I will not run for office in the future." So she's.
But they all say that.
Oh, they know. There's always that fuzzy line of, "I have no plans. I don't intend to." She said, "I will not."
No,
which
they
is pretty
lie.
Clear.
They don't. They actually come right out and lie. They all do it. Barack Obama did it too. He lied and said he wasn't going to run, like right before he announced that he was. Like, so you can't go by what they say. That's not a partisan issue. Republicans, Democrats, they all lie. But Nancy, what would you make? Do you think, is there any chance whatsoever she might be considering a primary challenge to President Obama?
There's always a chance of anything in this political world, and this would be the time for her to sit back and see how things shake out and figure out what she wants to do. But if she does want to write a book or do what Sarah Palin is doing, which is, just sort of having a free ride, you're making a lot of money and getting to do what you want to do, this is the time to do it.
But unlike Sarah Palin, Brad, she doesn't need the money. I mean, Sarah Palin probably doesn't need the money now either, right. But she didn't have a lot of money at all up until recently. Hillary Clinton, thanks to Bill Clinton, his foundation, all the work that they've both done, they're fine financially.
Look, Megyn, she's been there, done that. After she was First Lady, she made $100 grand a speech. She wrote books. She was very popularly received, not only literally, but also on her speaking engagements. So, look, she's a political animal. The Clintons together are a powerful force. She was so close to winning the nomination. I have to believe that if Barack Obama is perceived as being weak and there are other Democrats who jump in the fray, she will be forced. The people will beg her to run, and that'll be the decision upon which she'll change her mind.
Nancy, you're a Democrat. If Hillary Clinton decided to challenge Barack Obama for the Democratic nomination, would it put you in an awkward position, or would you stand behind your president?
Well, you know, I ran against President Obama in the primary. I know him very well. I think he is such a man of courage and principle. Even when it was hard to do it, like the Iraq War, that's why he actually won the primary, because 70% of the polls said that they supported the war in Iraq, and he said it was not the right war, and that proved to be the right position, and that's why he's the president. So I would absolutely stick with a person who I believe economically and in every other way has done just a damn good job as president.
Well, here's what I predict. I predict we or another news outlet asks this question at this State Department briefing that's going on, and they tell us it's not true, and that really doesn't tell us one way or the other whether it is or not. We'll find out, I guess, one way or the other.
The View.
Brad and Nancy, I like that. Thank you so much. ABC should be so lucky. That would be a great get.